for the keywords that I'm already ranking, okay? That I understand that I still need to run PPC ads to not lose ranking. But what would be the strategy? Because let's say I'm in sponsored position 1, but I'm also in organic position 2 or 3. So I'm in the same line for the same product. So people might be clicking on my sponsored one instead of my organic one. So do you have any suggestion for that?
Well, it depends on your strategy, right? So the good thing is that you're still running a very aggressive ads because you want to get the real estate. So if you didn't get a spot, and then other people will get that spot, and then if they get more sales and more clicks and more conversions, and they're very likely to take in your position number 2, you're probably going to fall back to like in the 3 or 5, right? So my suggestion is depends on your goal, and if your margin is good and you can afford those like ad spend, and I would say keep it, get market shares, and it's kind of like a defending campaign that you stop your competitor ranking good, right? But if your margin is a little bit, thin, and then you want to optimize your profit, and you can try to lower your bid, and then maybe you can rank for the middle of the page or like the second page. So you still get it through like a real estate, but the position is not that high, and then you can see and whether you can maintain the organic rank. So if you see the organic rank stay the same, yes, you can just like keep as it is and optimize profit, and you can see the organic start to drop, and then you maybe like push it again to make sure your organic's there.
Okay, perfect, Jennifer. Thank you very much. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay.
That's a good question. I'm really excited for the keyword tracker to come out. It's going to really help with a lot of this because you're going to be able to see over time, right? Like where are these ranks, where are they leveling off, where are they improving, where are they going down? So good question there. We've got another question here. It looks like from Xavier. Would you eliminate branded keywords from the MKL, even if many competitors are getting sales from branded keywords that don't belong to them? So that's a really good question. Keep this in mind, right? When it comes to writing competitors' names, right, branded search terms, you're not allowed to put these on your listing, right? But you are allowed to put them in PPC campaigns, right? Like you can drive PPC campaigns to branded search terms. What we're trying to do, though, is when we clean up that master keyword list, we want this to be a complete list of all the keywords we're trying to prioritize from an organic perspective, right? And so that's we don't want these branded search terms to show up in our routes, right? If we want to manually add in those competitor search terms, that's fine. But like we can't write a competitor search term into our listing. And so that's why you don't want those to show up in your MKL. You don't want when you go into the listing builder it to say, hey, you're missing out on Anthony's dog beds because you can't put that in your listing, right? You can run PPC traffic to it, can't put it on the listing. Okay, Jeffrey is asking, does Data Dive help with ongoing PPC bid adjustments or just the initial campaign creation? So I think the answer there is that it's just going to help you push the campaigns to Amazon. We have heard that obviously people want to be able to modify them. So this whole year for us from a development standpoint, our whole roadmap is all making improvements to the PPC tool. So just stay tuned. Right now, best thing you can do is just send campaigns to Amazon or do the bulk sheet. If you want to go and I had a call with an agency last week. That's kind of the motivation for working in the bulk sheet is that you can make changes and then adjust the bulk sheet there. If you want to play around with that, that's a good option. When are we going to have ChatGPT connected to Data Dive? Well, look, let me just show you something really cool. So right now, let's go. I'm going to go back here. I just want to show you guys a couple of things, right? This is not like fully built out yet, but it is coming. So when you're in your listing builder, right? Not everyone knows this, right? Like I can go and start to build my title, right? I can put in my keyword roots. I can say dog cots, like elevated dog bed, right? And it's going to calculate these hits. It's going to show me if I'm getting my coverage, right? If you use this optimized ranking juice button, I'm only going to do the title right now. It'll build these titles automatically for me to optimize for ranking juice. So you can see here, I'm getting a really good spread across my title. I'm hitting a lot of these roots in exact forms. No, I think most users don't have this button yet, so I'm not gonna show it, but this is coming soon for everyone. If you click this AI bullets, it's actually going to take those keywords and then it's going to use ChatGPT to build out your bullet section. So right now, for the rest of the tool, we have, it's coming, but it's already connected. We've been working on this for quite a while, so just stay tuned for that. Okay, so Therese is also asking, I think I've had this issue as well. Sometimes when selecting products to do a dive, some boxes remain unchecked even after I check them. And then with Moises, he's already responding, it's a temporary bug. Yeah, they're on top of it, should be fixed soon. And then also, so I just want to show too, just so if you see this happening on your end, you know that like it's a problem and we know, right? It's software, so sometimes there's bugs. But like if I'm starting a new dive, right? I'm going to click on this real quick. And mine's a little bit laggy right now because this internet's not the best. But like sometimes you'll be clicking through here and it's just some basic issues with the check boxes. And so keep an eye out for that. You know, if you see it, our dev team's working on fixing that. Teresa is also asking, how important is it to include outlier keywords to decide if a product is worth pursuing and to determine competition strength? So that's a good question here. So I'm going to go back into the dive here. I'm going to go to the outlier keywords tab. So for those of you who don't know, right, or just to recap, even for those of you who do know, outlier keywords are keywords that are going to have high search volume, but they're going to have low relevancy. And how we calculate our relevancy, I think if someone could just mute themselves. So how we calculate our relevancy is it's just saying what percentage of the competitors that we've included are ranked in the top 45 positions for this keyword. So the reason this is 4% is because, like, as you can see, only one person is ranked in the top 45. Most people are not, they're not even indexed for these keywords. So generally these keywords are going to be very broad. Sometimes though, you might be coming down this list and you might see something that's like, it's not broad, it's actually very relevant. Like this one here is dog hammock. So, right, you might not think about calling this a dog hammock or a dog couch, but what makes this product unique is about the airflow that goes underneath, right? It's all about keeping your pet cool. So dog hammock is just a different way that people are searching for some way that's going to have airflow, that's going to be an elevated thing for your dog to sit on. Same thing with, like, you know, this, I think I saw earlier, like a dog sofa bed or a dog couch. We saw some of the products, right? Some of them were flat platforms, but other ones had kind of edges and they looked like it was a couch, right? For your dog. So when you're looking at the outlier keywords, what you really have to ask yourself is like, is this relevant to what I'm trying to sell and can I make sales on it? When you're just starting off, right, you're going to try to focus on the main keyword roots, right? It might be very, very general to try to go for like dog sofa is relevant, but like outdoor dog bed or dog bed, this might be very general versus the more specific ones. When you're launching, you might actually want to try to include those. But the other thing I want to mention is, like, look at these people, right? They're ranked for 95, almost 100% of the keywords in some cases. And so if I would go back to my master keyword list, right, this is what I try to tell people when I get on calls. If I'm this person here, K&H Pet Products, I look at my master keyword list, and for these 218 keywords, like all of my ranks are really high, right? It's all mostly single digit numbers. It's all red mostly down this list. And so for me, if I'm in this position, right, I'm going to be much more inclined to start saying, well, I'm already dominating this niche. Now, how can I look at more broad terms? How can I experiment with those to see, right? Highest search volume keyword on this is 33,000. But if I come over here to this outlier keyword, I can see, right, let's find this one here, outdoor dog bed, right? That's like half of the search volume of our largest keyword, right? Outdoor dog bed, which might be a little bit general, but if I'm already dominating my niche, like these are keywords that I'm going to want to be looking at. Versus if I'm just starting off and let's say I just launched the product, right? And maybe I'm not the people in red. Maybe I'm like one of these people in green down here, right? Ranked for a lot lower percentage of the keywords. Before I start looking at those really, really broad keywords, I'm probably going to want to make sure, how can I get my rank out of the top 101 or like out of 86 for this? And how can I focus on these really relevant keywords first, trying to build my rank there before moving on to these really general keywords? Is that pretty good, Jennifer? Is there anything I missed there in terms of outlier keywords? It's a really common question we get.
Yeah, so like the outlier keywords is represent like your competitor, especially like a top competitor, and they are ranking on, but other competitors not ranked, right? So, and as for your product, and then you're gonna make decision about whether you're gonna target on those keyword or not. right? So my suggestion is you can try, but not using too much budget at the beginning, because very likely you will not get very good results, because we tried that several times. So I would say it really depends, right? Especially at a product like early stage. And I would say focus on the relevant keyword and getting like ranked, and then start to getting organic sales. And once you maximize your potential for the relevant keyword, and then working on the outlier keywords. And then start from like a low budget at the beginning, and just to test and to see how the conversion works and how the keyword trending is. And if you see a positive trending, and then you start to spending more money on that. And I'm not highly suggest like you start from outlier keyword first, and also spending a lot of budget on that.
Yeah. Okay. So when you have a look at that little tick box you've got there, you've got plus, and then you touch on it and it gives you a tick. But you also seem to have there some of them which have just got a minus sign inside there. So Roy came back and he said that he thinks it's because those are ones which were on a previous run which have now been deleted. But I just wanted to get confirmation on that.
Yeah, I'll pull that up and show it real quick. Let's see. So hopefully this isn't going to go too slow right now. Let's see. Yeah, basically what it's trying to show you, and I think if I go to my ASIN tray, it's going to show it as well. What the program is going to try to do by default, it's just going to assume that if you're diving a niche that you've previously created, it's going to try to identify that, like, okay, you're looking at elevated pet beds. You already have a dive here, which is why it's pulling up this elevated pet bed Asia Pacific office hours too. So it's like you've already done this dive. Maybe you want to add products to the existing dive. So what you're going to see here is like these ones have not been added. That's why they say new. And these ones, it's going to say niche. And it's saying that this ASIN is part of a selected niche in some researches, and it's currently included on this dive. So if I were to go and create a new niche though, and just create something brand new, it's going to zero me off. It's going to start from scratch, right? So again, if I were to go and click into a previously created niche for elevated pet bed, now it's going to be telling me here that these two have been included. And now as I'm adding these on, right, I'm going to click a few more checkboxes. Right. So does that make sense? Like, so these ones are the new ones. These ones were previously selected. If I exit,
I think it's picking it up in the tray there as well. You've got those two minuses which are in there as well.
Exactly. And if I pull up the ASIN tray right now, let's see, I got to move this out. If I pull up the ASIN tray, I think it's going to do the same thing. Right. So I'm going to go to that previously created niche. I think this is for elevated pet bed. And it's going to do the same thing here, right? So I don't know if any of these were on it. Yeah, so see here, all of these ones that are showing up here, they're currently in the niche. These are currently in the research. So if I were, right, it's going to remember that. It's going to tell me that these are already in the research. But if I were to get like this brand new one, and let's click on this brand new one as well. Oops. I think I got one of them. We'll see if this new one shows up. So if I go to this, right, so see here's the new one that I added on. It's saying this ASIN was never part of a selected niche, but includes it in the current dive. So I have one new ASIN and then 19 previously selected ASINs.
Okay, cool.
If I have multiple niche tabs created for my product, but I want to combine all of them to create a PPC for launch exact keyword bulk file, what is the best way to do it? Currently, I can only export this to a bulk file from one niche tab. Yeah, Tommy, I don't know if there's actually a way to do this. I think you'd probably have to redo the dive and include all of those competitors in the dive. I know that's not the best way if you've done that research in like a few different lenses. As well as, like, remember, I was showing you on that PPC keywords tab, if you wanted to manually drop in keywords, you could manually paste in a list. It's not going to be dropping them into your master keyword list, so it's going to be a little bit different, but that would probably be the best way to do it. We have another question here from Catherine. Welcome back, Catherine. Okay, so since picking the roots right is so important, can you explain why you picked dog cot and not dog cot bed as separate roots, but not dog bed? So I think the real, let me just share the screen here, and I'm going to go back to the roots tab. Let's see, let's go back one. Okay, so I think she's asking about missing dog cot bed, and then I have dog cot. So yeah, so the only reason I didn't click, let's see, find it. So I picked dog cot bed, but I'm missing out on dog cot. Dog cot. I think I have both of them selected here. So dog cot bed. I think like dog. So here's the thing, right? Someone was asking me this earlier, right? They're like, would you focus on dog cot bed? I probably shouldn't include both of these because there's going to be some overlap between dog cot bed and just dog cot. Like if I have dog cot bed in my title in an exact form, right? I'm also going to be getting credit for dog cot. So I probably don't need dog cot here. Dog cot would be like a little bit more general. Same thing as like with raised dog bed. I think earlier is going to be like raised, maybe like, I guess it's just raised dog. But like here, how I'm clicking elevated dog bed, I could like have elevated dog. I'm sure you're not looking for elevated dog. Like customers aren't really searching just for elevated dog. So I'm just trying to think of like what's the most relevant while it has an extra descripting factor. So like dog cot bed is the most precise thing versus like the cot bed is like a little bit too general, right? The reason I pick like dog cot bed large is because this is like an extra descriptive factor, right? This is maybe even if I'm selling a bed for large dogs, that this is going to be like a little bit more descriptive than that. So I think we got that there. Like dog bed is just, you know, you could include this as a root, right? But like elevated dog bed, I'm still going to get credit for dog bed because I have dog bed here, right? So it's not really a unique way of searching for the product. This one's a little bit too broad. This one's really specific here. So what Justin was asking about, it's kind of been out there that a few weeks ago, I had this button on mine, kind of like in the dev mode, and it is a button for AI bullets. So trust us that it works fine. It's just, you know, there's things that the tech team has to do before they can put these things out. When you are going through and actually writing your listing, right? These are, you know, our best practice is you want to have these keyword roots in an exact form in your title. And that's going to help when you make sales, when you get clicks, when you get conversions. It's going to help indicate to Amazon that, hey, these are the keywords, these are the roots that I want to get credit for. And you're going to see your organic rank go up over time for those keywords. So if I was writing a title for this listing, right, I would come and I would just type in my roots, right? L-E-L-E-V, elevated dog bed, raised dog bed, dog cot, right? And so as I type in those roots, you're going to see here, I'm on roots and usage. It's giving me credit here. Exact. If you have never done this before, you're just starting out, or you want to save yourself a little bit of time, you can click this button here, Optimize Ranking Juice, and then you can check what you want this to generate content for. And then you can decide on your character count, right? You click confirm. And then what the tool is going to do is it's automatically going to build you title, bullets, description, search term, and subject matter that is, as you can imagine from the name of the button, designed to help you optimize ranking juice. So this is just some really simple code that we wrote that's literally just filling out, okay, your title has good root coverage, and then it's going to move on to bullets, and then it's going to prioritize things going down this list by search volume. So you can see here that in the bullets, it's dropped some of these keywords in to fill 20% of my characters in my bullets and try to give me, as you can see on the leaderboard here, right, 277,000 ranking juice, right? It's optimizing for those items. So one of the things that we've kind of teased a little bit, and I've already used this multiple times, so it does work, just a matter of time. I'm sure the team is just waiting until we say we can pull a trigger, but there's a button here that was AI bullets. And what that does is it kind of takes this optimized ranking juice to the next level, right? Instead of just dropping in these keywords, this is not something that you would really want to upload to Amazon, right? If you want to make it a little bit more readable, it's going to take those keywords and then using AI, kind of put those into readable bullet points in the voice of your customer. So really good feature, coming soon. Just use the optimize ranking juice button in the meantime, and we'll let you know as soon as that's ready. I've already played with it. It's very, very cool. Oh, great. Debbie is asking, what is the main difference between regular PPC campaigns set up using the master keyword list and the PPC launch keywords campaigns? So Debbie, great question, very common question. Basically, the difference here is PPC keywords is going to give you the entire list of everything from the master keyword list. It's going to give you a little bit more customization, right? In terms of how you want to include everything, you can set up more detailed parameters inside of PPC campaigns. Just keep in mind that PPC keywords feeds into the PPC campaigns tab, right? So these two tabs work hand in hand. PPC campaigns for launch is separate. PPC campaigns for launch is like you're just going through selecting your routes, and this is going to help you set up campaigns for that initial launch, right? Because the strategy when you're first launching is like you might not know exactly what keywords are going to improve your rank and which keywords are going to drive performance. So when we're starting, right, we're just kind of, let's try a broad approach, let's see what sticks, and then we're going to double down on the things that are doing well, and we're going to optimize or potentially shut off the things that are not doing well. And so PPC campaigns for launch is like, this is a great way to start off, because all I have to do is identify what routes are relevant to what I'm trying to sell. You click these checkboxes, and then it's going to generate these entire PPC campaigns for launch like right away. The PPC keywords, on the other hand, this might be when you're taking a little bit more of a targeted approach to setting this up, right? You know, maybe you're eliminating, you want more customization, right? You want to get a little more info. You can set those campaigns up here, right? So I hope that helps. How long before keyword tracker is added? Yeah, this is another good question, Hildy. This is why the tech team doesn't like when we share things before we're supposed to, because then everyone gets very excited about it, and then we just keep saying, it's going to be ready, it's going to be ready. I think it's not like it's going to be ready next week. I think it's closer to like more than a month. I was able to see a prototype in Vegas. It's really good, but they're still working on coding things. So I don't know anything about that. We'll let you know as soon as it's added. We'll try it. I don't know. Let us know in the chat, right? Let us bring some feedback back to the team. Would you prefer to know about a feature, but you have to wait like 2 months for it? Or should we just not tell you and then it's a surprise when it comes out? What I've been finding, though, is that like we've had features, all these enterprise features, we haven't even gotten to talk about that, like these new PPC features. A lot of people use a very small subsection of the tool. So maybe actually it would get people to use the features more if we talk about them in advance. I don't know, just a thought. I feel like once the keyword tracker comes out, everyone's going to know about it. They're going to be excited. When AI bullets come out, everyone's going to know about it. They're going to be excited. So some people are saying they prefer to know in advance. So maybe we take that feedback back to the team.